it done that way? Like they say in Israel, how do you say straight in your face? Dugri. It's not a word. I think it's an Arab word.
Slang.
Or it's a slang. I think it's Arabic. I told you with the stapler, right? Right. The word dugri. Maybe Rabbi is right. Is it a slang or an Arabic word? I don't know. But it means tell to be straight. Not such an English kind of mahalach here. So it says, I heard from Rish Shapiro Zatzal more than once, that a mitnachel, mitnachel with big payas and a big kippah and a big beard, came over to the stapler. And he told the stapler, Sha'arav yagid li dugri. Yesh l'arav ruach HaKodesh? Ken or lo? Like the stapler's the last person to ask such kind of question. Sha'arav yagid li dugri. Yesh l'arav ruach HaKodesh? Ken or lo? So he answered, so the stapler asked him, Mazah dugri? So he told him, Bapanim, in your face. So the stapler said, leave now, im lo ani ten lecha stira badugri. That's what he told him. I ten lecha stira badugri. Okay? Fine. So question number one is, why is HaKadosh Baruch Hu hinting? Moshe, you could daven. I'm telling you, let go of me. I didn't touch you yet. I didn't grab you yet. So what do you mean let go? I mean, you could daven, but don't daven. Let go of me. Why is it done beremiza? Why is he telling him straight? Moshe, if you want to daven about it, you can daven. That's question number one. Now, boys say, look, another thing. In Pasuk Yud Beis, that's question number one. What does Moshe Rabbeinu say in Pasuk Yud Beis? Back to the Perek Lamed Beis, Pasuk Yud Beis. What does it say there? למה יאמרו מצרים לאמור ברא יוציאם להרוג כסף להרים לאחר סבבה פני האדמה שוב מחרון אפיך והינוחם על הרע לעמך. So there's two requests here. Don't be angry and then don't do what you're planning to do. Right? שוב מחרון אפיך, which means cool off and change your mind regarding what you want to do to the nation. Nachon Rabbi Yisai. Yeah, like Rashi says, "V'nachem itashet machshava acheret leitiv lehem." Take a different outlook. Al hara asher chashavta lehem. And then what happened in Pasuk Yud Dalet? V'yinachem Hashem al hara asher diber lasot la'amo. But it doesn't say that the chaos was removed. Meaning Moshe Rabbeinu asked A and B, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu told them B. Or the Torah told them this B. Vayinachem Hashem al hara'a asher diber lasot la'amo. Because it's explicitly referring to the last four words of Pasuk Yud Beis. The last four words of Pasuk Yud Beis are Hinachem al hara'a la'amecha, and that's what happened. Vayinachem Hashem al hara'a asher diber lasot la'amo. But it said before Hinachem three words, Shum mechon apecha. What happened with that request? That was not attended to. Why not? I see the Al Shech HaKodesh, I have it here in front of me, says, B'lomo vayinochem Hashem, lama lo amar vayashuv mechon apo, ki shnei dvarim bikesh Moshe, sheyashuv me'apo, v'shinachem hara le'amo. The Ebershter can be, not A. Why? What could be the understanding of that? So let's call that question number 2. Okay, let's go on. Look again in that pasuk Yud Dalet. Vayinochem Hashem, and then there's a nachta. Pasuk Yud Dalet. Al hara asher diber lasot la'amo. Rabbi Yehuda as a Baal Koreh. Should there be a nachta here?
Should be al hara.
It's one sentence. Vayinochem Hashem al hara asher diber lasot la'amo. You don't have to, there's talking without nachtas. Vayinochem Hashem al hara. It's one sentence. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took back, changed his mind regarding what he was planning to do to them. What's the nachta here? We're still in the middle of the point. Vayeshev Yitzchak b'grav. I'm giving a pasuk. There's no nachta there, right? Vayinochem Hashem. Pause. על הראש אשר דיבר לסוס לעמוי. Rabbi Yehuda, as a professional Balkoy, what do you say?
It's a good point.
It is a point.
It's still a mafsik, but it's not a strong mafsik. It should be.
Meaning, but not an atnachta, maybe a lighter mafsik. Yeah. Okay, good. Listen, it should be so difficult for you to say good point. I see it costs you. It costs a geld. Okay. Beseder Gomer. So that's question number 3. So there's something cooking here. So Nachmal. Question number 1. How come HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe and Rabbeinu to daven azoi? Let me kill them. What do you mean let me? You need my permission? Yeah, you could daven. So why is he telling them just daven? Right? Instead of saying not white, say black. Call a spade a spade. That's question number 1. Right? Question number 2, Moshe Rabbeinu requested 2 things. And explicitly in the Torah, they're referring only to the second thing. Vayinochem Hashem al ha'rosh asher diber lasos la'amai. But it doesn't say they took back his kas. Lama lo amar vayashum michon apoy? It doesn't say that. That's the Alshich Kasha. And the third question is, that this etnachta, like Rabbi says, there could have been what's called the hefsek cotton, like a zakifka. Whatever. Okay. Etnachta, even in the middle of the sentence. Vayinachem Hashem. Al ha'rosh diber lasos la'amai. So that's question number 3. Okay, like I said. So as we know, we spoke about this medrash many times. It's a meritic medrash. It has to do with Purim, and it's mitzvah lefasim. And we spoke about it, I'm sure, many times. I remember once I discovered it, I always tried to stick it in whenever I could. Nogea, not nogea to what we're talking. Usually, not nogea. I try to stick it in. A place over there, the medrash says in Esther Rabbah Zayin Yud.
You have that there. The 3rd volume of the Shmos.
The 3rd volume of Shmos.
You should say you've got Bereshit is Aleph based in the Shmos by itself.
Oh, here, this one. Okay, good.
On the top right.
On the top right. But because Esther.
Yeah.
Very good. It's a meritic medrash, and it's so relevant to what's happening to us always. How much more so today? In Zayin Yud. Shkoyach, yeah, let's find it. Okay. Here it is. Mashal de Haman Risha, Lemau Doime. Haman and Rasha, what is it similar to? Le'of, a bird. She'asa ken al sfatayam. They built a nest on the seashore. V'shataf hayam et kino, and the waves wiped away his nest. He was very upset, the bird. V'oma, so the bird said, Eini zaz misham, I'm not going to leave. Ad shena'aseh yam, yabasha, ve'yabasha yam. I want to swap. The yam should become yabasha, and the yabasha will become yam. I want to punish them. Well, how could you do that? Me'asa, notel mayim min hayam bepiv, takes some water a little bit in his beak, it's called. Yeah. It's pochas b'kishir. Ve'shofech le'yabasha, and spills it over to the yabasha. Ve'noitel ofal min hayabasha, and then he takes sand again with that little beak from the yabasha and throws it in the yam. He's going backwards and forwards. Who knows how many times? Came a friend and stood next to him, another bird. Bishkado to me a mazla. It means fool. Sof b'mata yochil. Could you do it? With your little beak to change yabasha to yam and yam to yabasha? It's 1,000,000 times bigger than you. 1,000,000,000,000 times bigger than you. Kach amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu laHaman HaRasha. So the Eibishter said to Haman, Ei shoyte sheba'olam. You're such a fool. And here comes 6 words. If it wouldn't have been a medrash, we wouldn't have been allowed to say it. Ani amarti lashmidam kibyachol v'lo yachalti. hear what the Kodesh Baruch Hu saying? I tried to destroy them a few times and I couldn't have. So you could? No, you couldn't. To destroy Am Yisrael is 1,000,000 times bigger than you. Like the muscle with the bird. Look, Ani amarti lahashmidam kibyochol v'lo yacholti. Let's try to remember those words Baal Peh. Ani amarti lahashmidam kibyochol v'lo yacholti. I couldn't have done it. You could do it? And it brings a pasuk from Tehillim. Shenemar, Tehillim Perek Kavav pasuk of Gimel, Vayomer lahashmidam, because Baruch Hu said, I want to destroy them. Lulei Moshe b'chiro omad b'paretz. If it wouldn't have been for Moshe, his chosen one that stood there, Lashiv chamato me'ashchit. Lashiv chamato. Here it does say they took him to bring back his cars. So, because Baruch was saying, I tried a few times to destroy them, and I couldn't do it. And you're trying to do it? Impossible. Your head will come instead of their head. They'll be saved, and you'll be hung. Rabbi Yom Tov, you hear the Medrash? You hear the Medrash, Yom Tov?
Yes.
It's lo yuman. The Abish just says, I tried a few times to do it and I couldn't. So you could do it? That's what the Abish just said. It's to all of Sinai Yisrael. Until recently, to Nasrallah and to Chaminai, whatever his name is, you're trying to destroy Am Yisrael. I couldn't do it. You could do it? Rabbi Yitzchak Atachai? V'toses. Oh, boy, so what does that mean? Because Moshe Rabbeinu daven. Of course, Baruch can't tell Moshe no? Do we know another time that Moshe Rabbeinu daven and Kodesh Baruch told him no? V'eschama? And he told him to stop? So Kodesh Baruch knows how to say no. He doesn't know how to say yes. So what does it mean I couldn't do it because Moshe Rabbeinu Amad B'Paretz? So, what does the Medrash mean? There's one thing HaKadosh Baruch cannot do. HaKadosh Baruch cannot, I'm afraid to say, get rid of himself. He can't kill himself. And Am Yisrael is the extension of himself. Moshe Rabbeinu brings it up with his tefillah. I can't get rid of myself. You could get rid of myself? That's what Kodesh Baruch is told the Yimach Shmoynik in the 40s. You're trying to do something that I cannot accomplish. Fine. That's a medrash which is a mitzvah lefasim. If it wouldn't have been a mefesh medrash, you wouldn't be allowed to say it. That Kodesh Baruch there's something you can't do. The Torah is not at us. Again, where's the medrash?
Esther Rabba Zayin Yud.
Esther Rabba Zayin Yud. It goes on the pasuk. Vayivas ba'inam lishloach yad b'mordechai levadei. On that pasuk. Rabbi Yehuda, was it kedai to come just near this medrash? It's a noyas medrash. Am Yisrael are invincible. Is that the right word in English? I just picked it up just yesterday. Am I saying it the right place? You know, the worst thing is to try to be cool, and then you're so anti-cool. You gotta, if you take a big word and you misuse it, better not to say it all. But I want to ask a different question. This medrash is noyas. It's comparing it to a bird with its beak wants to change Yam Tiyabasha. That's how it is to Chas V'Shalom destroy Am Yisrael. As a nation, a collective nation, Chas V'Shalom. But why do you have to bring a pasuk from Tehillim? It says on Chumash. What does the pasuk in Tehillim say more than what it says in Chumash? I'll read you the pasuk in Tehillim. Shenema. You know that paragraph that sums up the history of Am Yisrael in the Midbar. Vayomer lahashmida. Because Baruch said, I want to destroy them. Lulei Moshe b'chiro Omer b'paretz lefanav lashiv chamaso me'ashchis. If it would have been for Moshe Rabbeinu that stood there and made sure he doesn't do it, it's written in Chumash. What does the pasuk in Tehillim say more? Nevis. You don't see that in our psukim? It says also by us that Moshe, HaKadosh Baruch said, what's the lashon here in pasuk Yud Beis? What did HaKadosh Baruch say? V'achalem v'asot halagogodo. In pasuk Yud, Moshe Rabbeinu started to daven, and it's like that. Vayinochem Hashem. The pasuk in Tehillim sums it up very nicely, but it says it here. So why do you have to go to Tehillim to bring out this point? Okay, we say. So everybody feels we're about to dig gold. You know, sometimes by the question stage, sometimes it doesn't happen, but sometimes you have questions to say, "Hey, this is gold. This is the California. What was it called?
Gold rush.
What?
Gold rush.
Gold rush. Everybody is running to California. So let's just repeat again the questions that we have today. Question number one is, how come HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe to daven in an indirect way? Allow me to destroy them. You need my permission? I could stop you by davening. Tell them straight, you can daven. That's question number one. Question number two that the Alshich asks, Moshe Rabbeinu had two requests. Shuv michlon apecha v'yinachem al ha'olam. And what happened at the end? Pasuk Yudal, v'yinachem Hashem al ha'olam asher dibar asad lamo. B, not A. A was not addressed later on. That's question number two. What's the etnachta doing here? V'yinachem Hashem al ha'olam asher dibar asad lamo. What's that etnachta doing? And the fourth question is, what does the Pasuk at Tehillim show more than what the Pasuk in Chumash show? What do you see here more? So if I say, here is the headline. You see the headline? I didn't have a chance to photocopy it for the Olam. The headline says, Tfilas Moshe be'egel man'a hakilayon velo hacharon. The kas still remained and remains. That's the point I want to bring out here. That's true. It says also it's always standing there. Yeah. Very good. Here it is. You know what the Pasuk at Tehillim shows more? B'diuk this is the Kuda. Because what does the Pasuk at Tehillim say? Vayomer la'ashmidam. But Moshe davened. But if HaKadosh Baruch Hu changed his mind, so Hashem changed his mind. So you're quoting HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Havamina? Vayomer la'ashmidam. But Moshe Rabbeinu davened, and now he doesn't want anyone to mashud them. So at the end of the day, what happened? Yes, it was triggered by Moshe Rabbeinu. But L'maisa, L'chor, Moshe Rabbeinu made HaKadosh Baruch Hu change his mind. And now HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't have any anger anymore. So why is the person, meaning, in Chumash you might have thought, and let's be honest, I'm sure that's what most people think, that what happened Chet Egel, it's over, yes, we're going to pray for it the whole time. We're always praying for Chet Egel, but whatever happened then was cleaned. And it was made into a mortgage. Instead of Chas V'Shalom wiping them out in one go, Chas V'Shalom, it's going to be in the Oifer and that it will be done periodically. But you might have thought that the anger that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had has also been removed. It's not. The anger is still there. And like Rabbi Yom Tov says, it's always ignited again because it's always there. Look at the Pasuk. The Pasuk in Tehillim brings it out. Moshe stopped it. Lashiv chamasai. Meaning, he wanted, the Pasuk in Tehillim is saying clear, he wanted to destroy them. But Moshe stopped it. Which gives the impression, the guy he had to be held back. He was held back by someone else. What does that show? Even by two people, one's very angry, and you need to hold them back. So what does that mean? He's very angry, but he's held back, and he's not going to bring out his anger. But he's still angry. That's what the Pasuk in Tehillim says. The Pasuk in Chumash doesn't say that. The Pasuk in Chumash, it sounds, okay, it's over. The Pasuk in Tehillim says, Vayomer la'ashmidam, lulei Moshe b'chiro amad b'paretz lefonav. Moshe held the HaKadosh Baruch Hu back. Is that said in Chumash? That Moshe held them back? The Pasuk in Chumash says Moshe davened, and the HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, okay. That's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like he's holding him back. Mamish holding him. Sometimes you see in a football match, whatever, the one player has to hold the other one, then they should clap each other. Did you ever see a football match? In today's world, that should be our biggest affair. No? Remember, I'm just saying a side point. You remember once television was the big issue? Television, remember? Halavai today would be television. Halavai, that would be a problem. Television's already Limahadrian. The pasuk in Tehillim is saying that Moshe Rabbeinu held HaKadosh Baruch Hu back. The kas remains. So let's go on, Rabbi Say. Oy bazeh. Ani amarti lash. That's what the verse is saying. I wanted to do it, but I couldn't. Meaning, as if something outside of me stopped me, so to speak. Which means the reality, the Am Yisrael is an extension of myself. That's a reality that I got to deal with. The Ramban says this Meferish, boy. So I'll read you the Ramban in Pashas Ekev. The pasuk says, let's read it together. In Pashas Ekev, Perek Tes, pasuk Yud Tes. It's speaking again about Chet Egel, breaking the luchas, and then it speaks again. Pasuk Yud Ches. Let's start a little bit earlier. Vat Napal Lifnei Hashem. Vat Napal Lifnei Hashem Kam Mishoina. Again, 40 days. It's the second session of 40 days. Comes Pasuk Yud Tes. Ki agolti mipnei ha'afa chema asher kotzav Hashem alechem lashmid esem. Pasuk Shabbat. What does this pasuk mean? The second session of 40 days. I can tell you exactly when it's from Yud Ches Tammuz to Chodesh Elul, and that second session of 40 days, I was V'atnapal Lifnei Hashem Arbim Yom Arbim Laila Lechem Lo Achalti Yomayim Lo Shasisi, and I was, what was V'atnapal mean? I mean, I'm davening. Why? What are you davening now? Ki agorti mipnei ha'afa chema. I thought I was taken care of, no? On the inside Tammuz was taken care of, no? On Yud Ches Tammuz, you still has to daven afa chema? Pasuk Pshat. Yagorti means I'm afraid. Nachon? Yeah, I'm afraid. Asher kotzav shem lashmid eschem. So, right? That's what it says in Pasuk Yud Tes. No Rashi on this pasuk. Rashi does say though, towards the end of it, there are 3 sessions of 40 days. The first 40 was Ratzon. The second 40 was already from Chodesh Elul Yom Kippur was Ratzon. But the one in the middle, what is it? Because. Wasn't Bekas already taken care of?
No.
Apparently not.
No.
Apparently the Kas is still there.
No.
Even though it says Vayinochem Hashem al Ra, but there's still Kas. You see it like, yeah. Okay, so look at the Ramban. I'll read to you what the Ramban says there. Ki agorti mipnei ha'af, yomar. Ki mipnei ha'af v'chema asher katzaf Hashem mitchila alechem lashmid etchem. Because of that anger that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had initially to destroy you, yagorti gam ata. I'm afraid now also. Ki adayin yesh alechem lashmid etchem. Maybe min ha'ketzav ha'gadol hahu. Maybe it will be surface. The Hashem already took it back. Nevertheless, it could resurface. So I mean, the first time I accomplished it, you didn't do it then. The next 40 days I accomplished, please, don't do it. Don't think of doing it now. But there's a cost there that has to be dealt with. That's what you see. Right. The Ketz of Agadol is still there. But wait a second. Does anybody want to answer how come therefore it says in Atnachta? Let's go back to our Psukim here. And Paragon of Beis, Pasuk Yudalit.
If we would have said that Al Haro together, it sounds like everything is taken care of.
And now, that there's Atnachta.
It's not 100%.
Meaning it's a headline and then explaining it.
Yeah.
I think you're saying very good. Baruch shekivanti. Lulei atnachta, if there would have been atnachta, it would mashma Hashem. Look, vayinochem Hashem al Ra shedibar Solomon. Because Baruch Hu took it back. Lock, stock, and barrel. No more. The atnachta does it like a headline in a newspaper, and then comes the article to explain it. You know, the klal, and then the prat. Hanechama was only regarding al ha'ra'ah shel diber lasot lamo. There's a klal and a prat. Meaning, on what was he menachem? On the ra shel diber lasot lamo. That's how I'm dividing it to two. If you would divide it to two, I would say, everything's it's clear. The slate is clear. That's what I would have thought. And it wasn't. There's a kas, an ongoing kas. And therefore, it's divided that way. Okay. So now, could we answer our first question? How come Kodesh Baruch doesn't tell him to read Moshe Daven? Why instead of saying not black, just say white? Why instead of saying not short, say tall? Well, why are you going like this? Rabbi said, according to what we're learning now, it's kipshuta. Kodesh Baruch Hu really meant it. It's not a cute way to tell Moshe Rabbeinu, daven. And I'm saying it in a way that you should understand you should daven. That's not the pshat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was really angry. And the pasuk means kipshutoi. The pasuk means, don't disturb me from doing what I want to do. He really means it. It's not a cute way to say, in the basin has manin, we don't want to say the name girls, so we say non-boys. Like sneers. So you say non-boys. We say non-boys. Right? And that's not the pshat. It's not that Kodesh Baruch was saying, let me give a hint to Moshe Rabbeinu he should daven, and in a cute way, and al-chata he should daven. Kodesh Baruch was allowing him to know this davening will make a difference. But not that he's telling him to daven. HaKadosh Baruch Hu seriously is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, please don't disturb me from doing what I want to do. And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, I can disturb you? Huh? What means do I have to disturb you? The answer is daven. But it's not that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling him in a cute way daven. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is alluding to davening by saying, your davening could make a difference. I'm asking you this time, please stay out. Please don't interfere this time. That's mamash what the pasuk is saying. Give a look at the end, you'll see. Right? It's pasuk yud, v'ata, pasuk yud. Hanichali v'yichal. No, it's nachta, no nothing in the middle. V'ata, hanichali v'yichal pi ba v'achalem. Please, this time stay out of it. A lot of times there's always someone who always intervenes and tries to make shalom, and then sometimes you tell them, not this time. I don't think of an example. That's really what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe. He's truly telling him, please stay out of this one and do it. And Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, what difference do I make? You have to ask me to stay out? And if I don't want to stay out, what can I do? Davening would help. But not that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe, please daven. No, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is angry. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is angry. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, despite the fact that I'm angry, you're davening, but stop it. But I don't want you to daven. I really don't want you to daven. And I have a solution. What's going to be with all the aftachas? He really meant it. What does it mean, you will be the nation instead. The Medrash says, he's telling him that, like we learned that Moshe already a few times together. We'll look it up in a minute. So, we're learning today that Moshe Rabbeinu's tefillah and Chet HaEgel accomplished mechza. Where does Rashi say else with it accomplished mechza? A tefillah. Where?
Four sons.
Where's the Rashi? Give a look. Where does it say Hu'ila tefillah si mechza? I think it's Pasha Zekev. Yeah, let's go. Each one try to look where he thinks it is. Yeah. Peg what? Peg Chof. Yeah. והואילה תפילסין לכפה מחצה. ונשארו yeah. Interessant. This also has to do with Chet HaEgel. This Chet HaEgel. Epes Chet HaEgel, והואילה תפילסין מחצה. Here it's about Bnei Aaron. והואילה תפילסין מחצה.
If Hashem is Vayinochem Hashem al Haro, then to say that he wasn't 100% with it. How can you say that about Hashem? If he decides to forgive or he decides to change his plan, it's very difficult. It's like more of a human type of behavior to have that. But you still have feelings, but you're not really.
It's not feelings. It's a din. The din is kas. They deserve to die. It's not revenge.
No, I understand. But then to say that V'yinochim
And that's Mamash what this Medrash is bringing out then. He's Mamash telling Haman, I wanted to destroy them, and I couldn't. Now the Medrash is not just being cute. The Medrash, that's the Rabbah.
To say that Hashem still has kas, that's a chiddush to say that.
It says a few times, V'yichaf Hashem. Okay, I'm not dealing with Torah, Kishon B'nei Adam, whatever, it says a few times. Ki agoti B'nei Afa Achema, it says it all over. Let's bring through. Anybody remember where it says in the Torah that Hashem was angry? Ki agoti B'nei Afa Achema. What is it? In Pashta Azino. Baruch, come on, we need your help, Baruch. In Pashta Azino it says Beferish. Yeah. Ki esh kachta ba'api. Yeah. It says a few times. That Kushma was angry. Where is that? Lama best you test. Oh, Vayara Shemayinats. Exactly. We're going to get Utakef Lukse. Very good. That's supposed to go I was looking for.
He was angry.
He was angry.
Yeah, but you're saying their anger remains.
Yeah.
Vayar Shemayinot means he was angry, not that he still has anger now today.
I don't. That's not speaking about Chetiyah. I'm just bringing out the idea. You said could Hakadosh get angry?
No, that wasn't my question.
Oh, there wasn't. I'm sorry. I thought that was a question.
The question: how can you say that he's Vayinochim al Aro,
He's-
but he's still angry about
Yeah.
it? That's a very human type of.
Why? If Hakadosh Baruch Hu is allowed to have chaos not as a human, whatever that chaos was remains. Therefore, I thought your question is: could you say Hakadosh Baruch Hu he's angry? No, that could be done. Is that called being human? No, whatever it means, but whatever. So anyway, Rabbi saying that's what comes out here. Now the Medrash in Esther Rabbah is really scary. Hakadosh Baruch Hu is saying, I wanted to destroy them, and with my will, I couldn't do it. Rakam Shlomo, that's what the pasuk is saying. Not that I cooled off. So I cooled off. I don't want to do it anymore. I didn't cool off. I still want to do it. Kim Yochel. Everything is Kim Yochel. But Moshe Rabbeinu helped me back. Saying that he held me back, he was holding me, that is said only by Tehillim. In Chumash, I could say, Hakadosh Baruch Hu was angry, Moshe Rabbeinu davened, and it's over. Hakadosh Baruch Hu cooled off. Shum Echol Inapecha, V'chamas Samelach Shachacha, going back to Purim. That's what I thought would happen. It's not V'chamas Samelach Shachacha. And Hakadosh Baruch Hu was angry, and he's still angry, and nevertheless, he couldn't do it. He couldn't execute it, so to speak. And then immediately, and you see also part of it, I think a guide to it is, let me destroy it, and I'll make you into a Goy Gadol. Meaning, he's already offering an alternative. Plan B. So it's not just them being cute. I really want to do it. Man, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Medrash says, what about the Haftacha that you gave to the Avos? I'll make you into a nation. And whatever I promised the Avos, I'll promise you. I'll fulfill through you. It's emes. Unfortunately, it's emes. And that's probably what Yom was saying. That's the comment. It's always there to collect from. Because there's to a certain degree, Cheta Egel did that kind of mahalach. That there's always a shtickle kas on Am Yisrael. Shem Yirachem.
It's still hovering over us.
What?
It's still hovering over us.
Yeah, beyond Poktu Pakati, it says, the Rashi says. Ain't Poronus Bali Yisrael, Shein won't be Poron, over Egel. You know what Rashi said it? The last pasuk in Perek Lamed Beis. Give a look. The last pasuk in Ubiyom Poktu Pakati. Pasuk Lamed Dalet. I'm sorry. Pasuk Lamed Hey, it's the last pasuk. Perek Lamed Beis, pasuk Lamed Dalet. What does it say? אתה שמעתי עליך מחוסם יחד. ותמיד תמיד כשפגעו להם במסר פקד מעט מן האופן הזה עם שאר מונוס. ואין פורענוס בא על ישראל שהם בקצס מפירון אבון העגל. The Shoah is part of Avon Egel. The Intifada is part of Avon Egel. You know what? That you now have to be hiding in a shelter? Millions of our brothers and sisters? It's also part of Chet Egel. Till Mashiach comes, we'll pay for it.
We find Mechir Sisa also keeps going.
Nachon? Nachon? The Pashup shot is that Vera is so terrible that we're paying it off in installments. But here, maybe the good is the anger is still there. There's still a cast there.
So what do you mean by the midas of Hashem? Amahu Rachum Afatzei Rachum Chalon. The Rachumim, I mean, it's.
Yeah, it goes together. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is always Mola Rachmim, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a din also.
But it wasn't totally erased. It's still there.
The Rachmim is that he didn't do it. He take it out. That's referred to the Medrash. Kol Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu Vatran Yivatu Me'el. That's Rabbi Baba Gama. Whoever says HaKadosh Baruch Hu just goes in, he's going to be punished for that. Ella, the Medrash goes on, British Rabbi Samach Zayin, Marich Af V'Gava Midilei. He waits and he does installments. That's called Rachmim. He's not Mevater. Rather, the Messias Hashem, Perek Dalet, explains what does Rachmim accomplish if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is never Mevater anyway. It says three things. What does Rachmim accomplish? A, the punishment doesn't come immediately. B, you have a chance to do tshuva, and therefore the punishment doesn't come immediately, that you could do tshuva. And three, when it does come with its full wrath. Wrath. Do Americans say wrath and you guys say wrath? I just want to know. Or you guys are right, McCloud. How do Americans say it?
Wrath.
Yeah? So, we're 360 million. You're 60 million.
Quality, not quantity.
What?
Quality, not quantity.